Elon Musk reveals that they're going to take down X in less than 6 months. And everything is changing. As Musk reveals, the European Union has officially initiated investigation of X. And X might be fined billions of dollars, or even worse, be completely banned in Europe. With that, Musk is under another investigation from SEC, and the judge just sided with SEC in a very important ruling. Soon, Musk might face a very serious deposition, and the situation for Musk is getting worse every day. This is a crazy story development, so let's explain everything. The European Union has initiated a formal inquiry into X concerning its methods of moderating content. This investigation could lead to significant fines or other sanctions under a recently implemented EU regulation. This extensive examination by the European Commission focuses on various aspects, including the company's approach to content related to the conflict between Israel and Hamas, and a new paid verification feature, which has been flagged by EU officials for potentially misleading design. The investigation will also scrutinize the company's Community Notes program, a user-driven fact-checking initiative, assessing its effectiveness in combating misinformation that affects public discourse and election-related processes, as stated in a European Commission press release. Thierry Breton, a prominent European Commissioner for Digital Regulation, announced the commencement of formal proceedings against the company in a message on the platform. The EU is probing whether the company's actions have breached the Digital Services Act, a stringent new legislation that started applying to major online platforms in August. Should the Commission find the company in violation of the law, it could impose penalties amounting to as much as 6% of the company's global annual revenue. The investigation aims to determine if the company has neglected its legal duties in curbing the spread of illegal content and misinformation, as noted by the EU. It will also examine whether the company has provided sufficient data access to independent researchers, a requirement under the DSA's transparency guidelines. Margrethe Vestager, the executive vice president of the European Commission, stated, "The Commission will thoroughly investigate the company's adherence to the DSA to ensure that European citizens are protected online, as required by the regulation." Implemented since late August, this regulatory framework marks the most comprehensive effort by any region or country in the Western world to hold social media firms accountable for the content on their platforms. This includes conducting in-depth risk assessments and independent audits to demonstrate to regulators that these companies are effectively tackling illegal content, such as hate speech. The Commission, responsible for enforcing the DSA on 19 designated very large online platforms, has already initiated preliminary actions like information requests against several other social media networks, including Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and Snapchat. The focus of these actions is on how these platforms manage illegal content, fight disinformation, and safeguard minors. Non-compliance with the DSA could potentially lead to severe consequences for a company, including large fines. In an extreme case, X might face more drastic measures, which could include a ban or suspension of services within the European Union. Such a step would likely be a last resort, so let's hope it won't happen. Furthermore, on Thursday, a preliminary decision by a federal judge indicated that Elon Musk is required to provide further testimony in the investigation by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission regarding his acquisition of Twitter for $44 billion. This ruling represents a win for the SEC in its ongoing conflict with the wealthiest man in the world. At a hearing in San Francisco, U.S. Magistrate Judge Laurel Beeler swiftly dismissed claims made by Musk's lawyer, who argued that SEC officials lacked the power to issue subpoenas. Judge Beeler stated that the SEC possesses extensive investigative authority and that it is unlikely for any judge to question the validity of an SEC investigation. During the hearing, Judge Beeler instructed both parties to agree on a schedule for Musk to undergo an additional 4-hour deposition session. She emphasized that if they failed to reach an agreement, she would issue a directive. If an agreement isn't reached, then the deposition will take place in San Francisco in February, she stated at Thursday's hearing. Since April 2022, the SEC has been investigating Musk's acquisition of Twitter, which began when he initially revealed his purchase of the company's stock. According to the SEC's court filing, Musk provided the agency with documents for their investigation and participated in 2 half-day video conference testimonies in July. The SEC's lawyers have stated that they need to question Musk further after reviewing new documents. They requested additional testimony in September, but Musk did not comply. Reacting to the SEC's lawsuit filed in October, Musk's legal team urged Judge Beeler to reject the SEC's request, labeling the investigation as misguided. In a filing last month, they described the SEC's actions as harassment towards Musk. Musk's lawyers also contended that the enforcement staff conducting the probe were not lawfully appointed under a specific clause in the Constitution, and thus lacked the authority to issue subpoenas. The judge indicated her preliminary agreement with the SEC's perspective on this matter, but mentioned she would examine it more thoroughly before making her final order. And that's it for today. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell.